If not, we're just gonna restart. Uh, Welcome everyone to the Toku Portal podcast from Machine Sentai Kiramager. I am Vashi V, and we did not try to start this 4 times.
No, we tried to start this 3 times.
Shut up, Pixie! All I hear in the other room, there you go. Uh,
Okay, so we're live? We're
yes, we are
rolling?
live. We're
Okay.
rolling. Oh, Jesus Christ.
We only do this every week.
Yeah, I know. To be fair, in defense, Zero has always set it up, and this is the one time it wasn't set up the way it's normally set up, and I didn't think to check it, and then I fixed it and didn't fix everything.
So,
We're professionals.
it's the new year. That's
Bite
what,
me, Pixie.
that's what Vashi calls it. Personally, I don't call it professional because we're not getting paid.
It was called sarcasm. That my girl does not understand entirely, apparently. But no, you'd think after 4 years of this, we wouldn't fuck up as much as we do.
Nope.
Or me specifically.
So, okay, so actually, talking about Kiramager now. Welcome to episode 38. We've got, like, what, 2 months left? Less?
Less. We have the rest of this month and next month, and that's it. Because Zenkaiger is slated to start on the 7th of March.
Okay, so we got like 6 to 7 more episodes left based on math that I'm not doing right now because I'm tired. So, the team's all chilling at the base except for Muryu, who's out of the country right now, and Takamichi, who is off looking for the fourth stone. The fourth Kanayame stone. And King Oladin calls them up, and Juro asks him, "Hey, what's the last stone do?" "It's the Stone of Illusions. Remember that for later."
Yeah, that was oddly important.
When
I say oddly.
when did you figure it out? Because for me, it was as soon as I realized Takamichi was having tea with a rock.
Yeah, that was at that point.
Yeah.
That's exactly the same point. Like, I knew something was up given the filter.
Right, it's like, he's clearly being deceived right now, but how?
Right, like, was it just
But
Garuza being a dick?
Right. You're right. I thought it was Garuza's plan, but no, Garuza had nothing to do with this. The stone was just initiating a self-defense mechanism.
It was just being an ass.
But once they get all 4 stones, they can finally restore Crystalia.
Yeah. How many of us think that that's going to be the wish? Because it's not me. I don't.
Crystalians on Earth. I'm putting my chips on that.
We're going with the Juoja ending?
Yeah, I literally think it's going to be the Chuoja ending. The king has a literal fantasy world he made up where that is the case. I think that's what's going to happen.
Right, it makes the most logic.
So, Yodam detected it's on the other side of the city, or district, or... I don't know how far their territory spreads, but it's far enough that they jump on the shark train to get there.
Like, that's one of the things that the show has lacked on. is like given an example of like how of distance.
Right,
Because
like,
to be fair, they've seemed to be able to have run to everything. Because I mean, they don't have vehicles outside of the mechs that we're aware of. You would assume most of them do. They're adults, but like,
not necessarily. Public transportation is big in Japan.
well, right, but like, what are the odds that they haven't had to have some alternate, mode of transportation to get to where they're going for these fights? But they've not shown anything like that. The closest we got to it was when the first mech, the first monster was making the portal ring in episode 0, and then the train when it showed when it zoomed out the map for it. But there was no reference points on anything. That could have been 2 blocks for all the fuck we knew.
Yeah, no, I have no idea. So, uh,
Also, I had slight Tokyuger flashbacks when they showed them inside the train.
right, and like this is the first time some of them have even been on the train. And most of them in the passenger area, since usually they jump in the
The cockpit.
cockpit. Thank you. So it's like, oh, there are seats back here. This is like an actual train. Like we can just kick back while Juru drives us there. And they show up and they fight a cavity monster.
Somebody watched Cavity Creeps.
And the evil plan is giving people cavities.
So we're having Kyuryuger flashbacks. Just differently done.
Of course, when half the team gets hit by the effect, like they have trouble fighting back because, oh man, my teeth hurt when I move too much.
Like having had cavities and all that, it's like, yeah, it sucks, and to the extent that every tooth is basically just a giant cavity. Yeah, I could understand that.
But even then, later on in the episode, when only the ones with cavities are fighting the monster, they're like losing the fight, but they're still holding their ground.
Right. Like it's that initial "oh my god, this fucking hurts" versus trying to grit through it.
Uh, so the tooth is too strong to break. The weakness is the cavity hole on top. They gotta drill through it. So they call up Takamichi. It's like, hey, we need you, but he can't make it right now because he's with his uncle Garuza, getting ready for a Grajul, which is an honorary
Hey,
duel on Crystalia between great
because of course he
swordsmen.
is.
And everyone just kind of goes, "Wait, what?
Wait, what?
you're you're
uh,
you're fighting Garuza? Like, no, 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 no. He's
they're
not
like, no, he's cool
fighting.
this week.
No,
Yeah,
no,
he's
no.
cool
We're
this
not
week.
fighting. We're getting ready for an honorable duel between men."
Like there's stuff that about this episode that's like should have been dead giveaway that we were being screwed with.
We knew we were
That
being screwed with. We just
we
didn't
just
know
didn't know
the
how.
extent. Yeah.
Like we chalked it up to Garuz has got a plan to basically do what he tried to do before. Is how my mind went.
We also get a short scene of Carantula talking to Yodana, except he's actually talking to Emperor Yodam inside of her, much to
God, I
her
love that.
annoyance.
God, that's fucking great scene.
When
That one and that and when Yodana starts getting orders. Those two scenes for me
and
are
Carantula's
fucking
just like
amazing.
giving orders to herself, weirdo.
Yeah, that look of you are fucking weird. That look of I don't know what to fucking do about this,
But
but
yeah,
it's entertaining.
um, that credit scene last time
Yeah,
of them explaining
it's
to her
legit.
was real. I
She did.
don't understand why you insisted it wasn't.
Because they don't get referenced. Like and if they do, it's very very few and far in between where they actually get referenced.
Because they are the references.
I know. You know that just means Takemichi carries around a suitcase full of chapstick, right?
See, that's where it comes in the thing of like not all of them are canon.
Dude, all of them, all or none.
That is not the case. Because
I
at,
want it to be all or none.
because at the end of this one in the credit scene they turn to the camera and talk to the audience.
Yeah, I know. She could. They could have just been talking to the Stones.
The stones don't have teeth.
Then how did one of them get cavities?
Oh. I'll argue he didn't actually get cavities. He suffered no side effects.
Yeah, he did because he wanted because he exclaimed in pain and got out of there as quickly as he could. Which is basically what everybody else did when they got him. It's just he worked through it. God, that was fucking weird.
Shark Boy is the exception.
Apparently.
Because, like, yeah, none of the other ones have teeth.
And to be fair, this is the only one that's, an animal that has them.
Right. Even the other
So,
animals don't have teeth.
right. So it's like, where do you draw the acceptance of okay versus what the hell am I watching?
So, uh, Juru and Shigeru go and follow Takemichi to find out what the fuck he's got going on. Because they clearly are not understanding something. Like, wait, you weren't fighting Garuza? What? Wait, you're gonna have tea with him? What the fuck?
Yeah, like just a response to that. No, like, no, we gotta go check. We gotta go check this.
So everyone else who has cavities goes to fight the monster. They actually almost beat him using Careful Arrow, but the real Garza shows up and fucking is a
Blocks it
dick.
because of course he is.
Because, if anything was going to be strong enough to beat that besides a literal jackhammer, it would be that arrow.
Right. Like I'm still amazed that that's something that they have control of how it fires. The fact that they couldn't just fire it without having to go through everything they did to get it to hit in that spot is
I don't know if they had
odd to me.
precise shot. Usually when they do arcing shots, it's a volley of arrows, and that probably wouldn't have been strong enough.
Yeah, that's fair. I can give that.
The power shots are usually like straight ways. I think one time somebody did like a chaser arrow, but that was probably just the exception rather than the rule.
Right, and that might have been Tomatono that did that too. Would make sense, the shooter did that.
So yeah, they follow Takemichi and he starts having tea with a rock. It's a crescent-shaped rock that was in his journal, like clearly the location of the fourth stone. But it's casting its illusion on him to make him think that he's having a nice and pleasant conversation with Uncle Garuza.
The part that I'm confused on with this, so I get the illusion, okay? What we're shown of the illusion is that he's on Crystalia having this duel. But he's clearly not in the illusion when he goes back to the base to get the T set.
So it's more than just a visual effect. It's mind affecting. It's literally making him think that there's nothing wrong with what he's seeing and hearing.
Okay, I can accept that.
He
Because that,
failed.
that was about the only issue that I had with it is like all of this stuff when he's around the stone is Crystalia, but that clearly wasn't Crystalia when he went to go get that. His brain's not clicking it.
He failed his wisdom save.
Yeah, he did. He scored a 1.
And so we find out that Takemichi and Garuza once tried this duel before, but King Oladin interrupted it and they never got to finish. And Takemichi kind of regrets that. He wishes he could have gotten to finish the duel, so he's happy that he'll get his chance now to prove his swordsmanship.
Which valid and acceptable reason. If especially for him to have so much faith in that this is reality, to completely disregard the whole that Garuza is a douche noodle.
In my mind, Garuza's probably coming to him on peaceful terms, like, I want
Right,
to finish this duel with you, let's settle this.
right. In that more that whole is like ignoring what he's done, that whole Battle of Honor that was never finished.
Uh, Shigeru and Juru try approaching Takemichi to get him to snap out of it, but he just sees them as betchats and attacks them.
It's weird seeing Betchats in different colors.
Right?
Like the amount of hints that Takemichi had through this is kind of funny that nothing sank in.
And he doesn't
Which
figure
is
it
a,
out.
which is a credit to the Kanaya Mistone's defensive ability.
And its power overall.
Yeah, yeah.
Zabiun kidnaps Garuza and brings him to the scene. And now there are two Garuzas. And now Takemichi starts to question, wait, something's not right.
Something is amiss.
What's going on here? Not fake Garuza. So, through context clues, Garuza pieces together what's going on. Like, wait, you think that rock is me? Wait, you're talking about the Gradule? Oh. Oh, hold
You're an
on a
idiot.
second. And he just fucking destroys the rock. uh,
Which, lucky for them that, Juru caught that.
right. Jiro catches the stone inside. And Garu's like, okay, so Takemichi, you never figured out that I tried killing you in our last duel?
Like, in his defense, no, because Oladin stepped in. And Oladin, being Oladin, never explained anything.
Right. Basically,
What is with... So, what is with, like, Sentai and Rider, and I guess a lot of Japanese shows in general, of the father figure who just doesn't say shit, important shit to their kid?
to protect them from the harsh reality.
How old was Takemichi?
Takemichi idolized Garuza, so learning that his uncle tried to kill him, before the whole betrayal thing happened, would have been devastating.
Which I can accept, but given everything that's happened with since, you'd think Olida would have went, oh,
It didn't come
damage
up.
done. Right, it's one of those you're going damage done, but
It didn't.
yeah, he tried to kill you earlier.
Doesn't come up in conversation. Just casually drop to someone like, "Hey, a couple of years ago, your uncle totally tried to kill you, out of nowhere."
Right, like it's just one of those things. Like there's this is my issue with like shows with like little to no downtime. Is because this is how things play out. It like that could have been a conversation that once Oladin was around, but then again, even now Oladin just kind of fucks off.
But yeah, this whole scene of Garuza being dropped into the middle of a conversation and figuring out what's going on through context clues as Takemichi learns the truth of what happened. It's like, It is just so well executed.
Oh yeah, like it and it highlights in a very very well done way um Takamichi's naivety and then Garuza's intelligence. You know, which is, to be fair, not something we've gotten much of in terms of Garuza. We've just gotten more blind hatred than anything out of Garuza. But yeah, it executed it very well. It's like, and to me, elevated those characters higher than they were. It's a very quick way and excellently well done way to do character development because we see Takamichi go from the naivety that he had, you know, all the way through all this, and then stepping out of it like flawlessly, and it's what makes these shows so great. When they execute things the right way, it's just amazing.
And so Garuza accepts another challenge of the duel with Takamichi, saying, like, if you really want a rematch, let's settle this. So Takamichi trades his jackhammer for Shigeru's sword, so Shigeru can go and wipe the monster with the one weapon that can destroy it.
And Blue channels his inner silver.
While Takamichi uh, does the duel with Garuza, while Juru mediates. Takamichi wins, but doesn't deal a finishing blow, because that's not how this duel is supposed to be.
Right. So I have a legitimate question, and this is just comes down to semantics. Was this a new duel or continuation of the previous duel?
They only did one round, so I'm going to say continuation.
Right, and that's the most logical one to me is like, but it could just be new duel and Garuza went, fuck this.
It could be that as well, because he does say, like, I'll make you regret not finishing me off. But I think it's supposed to be, like, because the duel before it was interrupted was Takamichi was 1 point away from winning, so I think this is supposed to just be like that final round that they never got to finish.
Right, and like I said, it's like in this the question also comes from terminology that was used because it nullified the or Oladin's interruption, you know, nullified the match. So it's like, where do the rules? What are the rules? Does it have to be restarted, or can you continue it at a different point?
I don't think that matters that much right now.
I know, but damn it, there are points where I'm like,
Oh, wait,
some rules would be nice.
hold on. This was a new game entirely. Because I had the episode playing, and Takamichi, after he wins, says, "Shall we try 2 more rounds?" So this was a new
Right.
game. That they only do the first round of. And then Yodana shows up and steals the fourth stone from Juru, going, "Hey, what would have happened
What's
if
this
you had
do?
all four, huh? Well, what can't you do now?"
I'm gonna miss Yodana.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be
Like
sad
when
when she
when it comes to be
dies.
that when it comes to be that point, it's like because they're like with everything they're doing, they're starting to make you feel bad for Yodana.
Oh, definitely. It's gonna be sad when she dies, but she has to die for the villain to show up.
Right. Either one of them.
Uh, so Emperor
God, next
Yodam
week's gonna
gives
be
the
like,
order for the other two to retreat, saying, "Yeah, that's enough for today. It wasn't. You got the stone, so it wasn't a total loss." And then the credit scene is a message to the audience about brushing your teeth.
I'm not gonna get over Shigeru going, wonder what was it, wonder dentist or
Something like that. Oh yeah, he did say that.
yeah, he channeled his inner silver. it was unexpected, but a nice little touch.
So we got a really good episode and a brush your teeth lesson at the same time.
Yeah, two important things. Like all in all, is like this episode is fantastic, and I like the fact that they're not just giving the the Kiramagers the the MacGuffin, because yeah, they've worked for it, but all they've had to do is find them. They didn't actually have to work to get them outside of the Monstone one. So having this be something additionally that they have to deal with adds more tension to how we as a collective are expecting this to play out. Because not only do they have to deal with all the generals, but they got to get that back too, and stop the emperor. It just it re-adds that checklist from something that's just go find it to no, we actually got to work for this one.
So, next episode preview. It's not the Earth is not yet ready for Emperor Yodam himself to attack, but the process is moving slow, so he is going to participate and takes on a secondary monster form as a sniper to attack the team himself, specifically targeting Mabushina while as a sniper while the rest have to block her from unknown angles.
What a weird show this is for a show that's been extremely weird. Like having this pointed out to be, like the emperor as essentially as another general, but inside the other general, it's fucking mind trippy.
Yeah, we need to wait and see the episode to figure out what the actual circumstances are.
And honestly, I feel this could be attributed to the stone as well.
Oh, maybe.
Because they do have a stone of illusions.
Depends on how long it takes to recharge.
It was fully charged when they had it.
Oh.
It wasn't black.
Oh, yeah, okay. I thought it used something when on Takemichi, but I guess that was just nothing.
Yeah, that was just the stone makes you see illusions. It wasn't necessarily, the wish part of it. Or the power part of it. Like, it next week's going to be interesting, and I'm exceedingly looking forward to it. So does that about wrap it up for Kiramager? Because I want to shift just a little bit because I found something that I found something that you might get a kick out of, and I want to play a game. So weird things from Super Sentai to confuse anyone who hasn't seen the show.
Oh.
There are 12 of these. You get to tell me what show.
Okay.
Okay. And yes, these are worded in a way to make it sound weird. A mech once slapped its ass so hard it time traveled to the past.
Time Ranger?
Yes, because the launching platform.
Yeah, that's the launching platform.
Number 2, an entire season is dedicated to furries fighting against gamers.
Oh, that's Juoger.
One of the 6th Rangers has a cheeseburger phone that he uses to take selfies with monsters.
That's exactly how I explained Ninja to a coworker of mine. He takes his cheeseburger toy and attaches it to a 6-string.
A Yellow Ranger uses his helmet as a weapon. I'm not sure which one that one.
Oh, is that supposed to be Key Ranger because of Spada's nose?
Yes, because he actually did use that as a weapon. He headbutted somebody with that. That's right.
And like the baseball episode, he like hit the ball with it.
Yeah. One of the mechs from the most recent season is implied to be into the Green Ranger.
Oh yeah, that's Kiramager. That's not an implication, dude. That's like a fetish.
Oh yeah, it's gone full on fetish with it. The mech that, and this one will give it away which one one of the mechs was adapted into Power Rangers, is an actual god that regularly attacks the Rangers for not listening to him.
Uh, that happens a couple of times. Is that supposed to be Gal Ranger?
No, Zoo Ranger.
Okay, that like it
So
happens twice.
right,
No
this one
joke,
was
that happens twice.
right. This one was the reason why I changed the way that was written because it's actually says the mech that was adapted into Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Megazord.
Oh yeah, no, Jew Ranger. Yeah, no, it's like that happens twice though.
A Sentai's most powerful attack was kicking a football at a monster.
The original Go Ranger ball, but that gets replicated a dozen times over.
Right. There are multiple instances of one of the Black Rangers grabbing the crotch of a foot soldier. I'm going to assume one of the earlier ones.
That must be. That must be one we haven't seen.
During the 35th season, two mechs from previous seasons got married and had a kid.
Oh yeah, that's the Go Onger episode of Gokaiger.
A Red Ranger was adopted by a 14-year-old samurai princess.
That's the thing that happened in Shinkenger. Yep.
There are two instances of mechs performing a dance number throughout the series.
The mechs performing a dance number.
Yes.
Oh. Does. Hmm. I'm not actually sure about this one.
And there's not an answer listed to it either. The mother of one team canonically slept with a god.
Oh yeah, Magic Ranger.
And then, and then I want to read this too because it's also funny, but it's every sixth Ranger from 1992 to 2020. Dragon Ranger, resentful old brother who sees the error of his ways, then dies. Kiba Ranger, hey, don't have a tiger, man. King Ranger has an animal sidekick. Mega Silver, procrastinator. And for the record, you'll know exactly why I'm reading this because you're gonna laugh your ass off. Time Fire, an aging poor boy who wants to show his worth by climbing to the top by any means necessary. He dies from getting shot. Gal Silver, despite being an ancient warrior, he's really good at playing pool and the wind calls to him.
Yeah.
Shuriken, a man of 1,000 faces, but his own.
Yeah, he's stuck in his suit.
Abre Killer, genius surgeon who got bored of being a genius surgeon and decided to make a game out of fighting the other Rangers. He dies in a fiery explosion. Deca Break, I don't need emotions to fight for justice. Everyone uses their emotions to fight for justice. Teach me your ways. Magishine, a smooth magician. Boken Silver, half demon hunter who also likes vegetables. Go on Wings, brother sister duo that acts superior and patronizing to the other Rangers just because they can fly. Shinken Gold, eccentric sushi maker who uses texting magic. Gosei Knight, a mech that has gained sentience and is basically a stoic Captain Planet.
Yeah, kind of.
Gokai Silver, Super Sentai's biggest fan turned Ranger, canonically.
Yep. That's
Beat
exactly who he is.
Yeah. Beat Buster and Stag Buster. Does the Who's on First bit. That thing is that's not the one I expected.
No, but that was a good one.
Kyoryuru Gold, an ancient warrior who acts like a lone wolf, but is really an affectionate puppy.
Yeah.
Tokyo 6, a reformed monster of the week who loves cats.
He's awesome.
Star Ninja, a cowboy demon hunter out to avenge his dad and brother. Zhuo the World, an evil sixth ranger who quickly changes sides and ends up being a sad sack complete with fetal position.
Duo bipolar.
That's the one I expected you to laugh your ass off at. Ryu Commander, a dragon man-child with arthritis. Lupin Pat Ranax, cheerful, polite Frenchman who does a lot of backflips. He's also of other dimensional monster and descent. Ryuso Gold, a warrior tribe from ocean people who's trying to get his dating profile out there. And then Kiramager Silver, treasure hunter extraordinaire, adopted human brother to a princess made of rock and is way older than he looks.
Yep.
I feel that's a pretty good summation of the sixes. I'm sorry, I just really wanted you to laugh at the sad sack one.
And I'm sorry if my bipolar comment there offended anyone.
If it did, go watch the show and you'll understand why it was made. Like, it wasn't meant to be insensitive to people with bipolar, but watch that show. He swings from one side to the next for no reason beyond you're not paying enough attention to me.
All right. So thanks for joining us tonight, everybody. And we'll see you next time.
So we'll be back next week for the next episode of Kiramager. And then we will be back with Kamen Rider Saber, which has gotten slightly more interesting, tomorrow at the same time as tonight. And we will not screw it up 4 times before we start.
Maybe.
Because I'm gonna go fix that now.